Welcome, dear traveler. Welcome to this quiet moment, this sacred space carved out from the busyness of your day. You have arrived here seeking rest, seeking peace, seeking the gentle embrace of sleep, and you have found exactly what you need. As you settle into this moment, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Perhaps you're lying down, your body supported by the softness beneath you. Perhaps you're nestled into pillows, cocooned in the blankets, feeling the weight of the fabric against your skin. However you find yourself positioned, this is exactly right. There is no wrong way to be here, no wrong way to receive the gift of rest that awaits you. Take a moment now to notice your breath. You don't need to change it, don't need to force it into any particular pattern. Simply notice the natural rhythm of your breathing, the gentle rise of your chest as air flows in, the soft release as it flows back out. In and out, in and out. Like waves upon a shore, your breath continues its eternal rhythm, asking nothing of you, requiring no effort. And as you breathe, you might begin to notice the weight of your body. Feel how gravity gently pulls you down, down into whatever surface supports you. Your head heavy against the pillow, your shoulders releasing, melting down, your back making contact, being held, being supported, your hips, your legs, your feet, all of it being held by the earth beneath you. You are supported. You are safe. You can let go. Tonight, I'm going to tell you a story. It's a story about a forest, ancient and deep, where secrets are kept and peace is found. But more than that, it's a journey you will take, step by peaceful step, into a place of profound rest. This forest exists in that liminal space between waking and sleeping, between the conscious and the unconscious mind, and it is waiting for you. The forest I'm going to describe to you tonight is unlike any forest you've visited in your waking life, though it may feel hauntingly familiar, as if you've been there before in dreams you can't quite remember. It is a place where time moves differently, where the ordinary concerns of daily life fall away like autumn leaves, where you can simply be without effort or struggle. As we begin this journey together, I want you to know that you can let go of everything you've been carrying, all the thoughts that have been circling through your mind, the conversations you had today, the tasks awaiting you tomorrow, the worries that nip at the edges of your consciousness. All of these can be set down here. Imagine placing them in a basket at the edge of this forest, knowing they'll be there if you need them later. But for now, you are free. You are unburdened. You are light. The air around you begins to change even as you lie still in your bed. Can you feel it? A subtle shift in the atmosphere, as if a gentle breeze has begun to blow, carrying with it the scent of earth and growing things, the scent of moss and bark and leaves, the fresh, clean smell of a forest that has stood for hundreds of years, thousands of years, existing in its own timeless rhythm, undisturbed by the frantic pace of the modern world. Your breathing has perhaps slowed a bit now, matching the peaceful pace of this forest realm we're entering. Each breath draws in that forest air, cool and pure, filling your lungs with tranquility. Each exhale releases a bit more tension, a bit more of the day's accumulated stress. With every breath, you're leaving the ordinary world further behind and stepping closer to this secret place. Before you, though your eyes may be closed, you can sense the edge of the forest. It begins where the ordinary world ends, marked not by any fence or gate, but by a subtle change in the very fabric of reality. The light becomes softer here. The sounds become gentler. The air itself seems to hold you with more tenderness. There is an opening in the trees ahead, an invitation. The forest is calling to you, welcoming you, preparing to share its ancient secret, and all you need to do is accept the invitation. All you need to do is take that first step forward, and then another and another, each step easier than the last, each step taking you deeper into peace, deeper into rest, deeper into the healing embrace of this primordial place. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are home. And so, when you're ready, and there's no hurry, no rush, all the time in the world, we'll take that first step together, crossing the threshold from your everyday world into the secret of the forest, where sleep and peace await you like old friends, patient and kind, ready to embrace you at last. The journey begins now. Let yourself follow the sound of my voice like a thread leading you deeper into this restful realm. Let yourself trust that you can release your grip on wakefulness, that it's safe to drift, to float, to let go. The forest has been here all along, waiting just for you, and tonight it will reveal its deepest secret, the secret of true rest, true peace, true surrender to sleep. You stand now at the edge of the forest. Though you make no effort to stand, you are both here in your bed, warm and comfortable, and there at the threshold, ready to enter. This is the magic of this place. You can be in two places at once, resting and journeying, still and moving, asleep and aware. The entrance to the forest is marked by two ancient oak trees, their trunks so wide that three people joining hands could not encircle them. These guardians have stood here for centuries, welcoming travelers who seek what lies within. Their bark is deeply furrowed, telling stories in a language older than words. If you were to reach out and touch one, and perhaps you do, in your mind's eye, you would feel the roughness of the bark, still warm from the sun that has shone upon it all day, and beneath that, a vibration, a humming aliveness that speaks of roots going deep, deep into the earth. Above you, the branches of these guardian oaks reach toward each other, their leaves intermingling to create a natural archway. The leaves whisper in the gentle breeze, a sound like the ocean heard from a great distance, or like the soft susurration of breath itself. Shh, they seem to say. Shh. Rest now. Rest. You step forward, or rather, you imagine stepping forward, which is the same thing here, and pass beneath the archway. The moment you cross this threshold, something shifts. The air becomes cooler, fresher, scented with pine and earth and something else, something indefinable, something that smells like peace itself, if peace had a scent. The path before you is soft with fallen leaves, accumulated over many seasons. They cushion each step, making your walk silent, effortless. Some leaves are golden, some brown, some still holding hints of red or orange, all of them contributing to a carpet of natural beauty beneath your feet. As you walk, and remember, you are still lying in your bed, still resting, still letting go. You can almost hear the gentle crunch of these leaves, a sound that is somehow both crisp and muted, both clear and soft. On either side of the path, the forest rises up. Trees of all kinds grow here in harmonious diversity. Tall pines stretch toward the sky, their needles forming a canopy that filters the light into something golden and dreamlike. Between the pines stand birch trees, their white bark peeling in delicate strips, like paper waiting for a poem to be written upon it. There are maples, too, and ash, and others you cannot name but recognize at some deep level, as if you have always known them, as if they have always been a part of you. The light filtering through the canopy above creates patterns on the forest floor, dappled patches of brightness and shadow that shift and dance as the leaves move in the breeze. These patterns are mesmerizing if you pay attention to them, but you don't need to pay attention. You can simply let them wash over you, let them become part of the dreamscape you're entering, let them lull you deeper into relaxation. Ferns grow along the edges of the path, their fronds unfurling in perfect spirals, mathematical and beautiful. Some are chest high, creating a soft green wall that guides you deeper into the forest. Others are smaller, delicate, growing in clusters at the bases of trees. You might notice how the underside of fern fronds looks almost prehistoric, how they remind you that this forest is ancient beyond measure, that these same types of plants grew here when dinosaurs walked the earth, and will likely be here long after humans are gone. But these thoughts don't trouble you. Instead, they comfort you. There is something deeply soothing about connecting with this timelessness, about recognizing that your small worries and concerns are just tiny ripples on an ocean of existence that is vast and calm and enduring. You are part of something so much larger than yourself, and in that vastness you can rest. As you walk deeper along the path, you begin to notice the sounds of the forest. At first, they seem quiet, almost silent, but as you attune yourself to this place, you realize the forest is full of subtle sounds, a symphony of softness. There is the whisper of wind through leaves, that constant shh that sounds like the forest breathing. There is the occasional creak of a tree branch settling, adjusting, living. There is the distant call of a bird, pure and clear, though you cannot see the bird itself. And beneath it all, there is a deeper sound, more felt than heard. The sound of the forest living, growing, being. It's like a low hum, a vibration that resonates in your chest, in your bones. It's the sound of roots drinking water from deep in the earth, of sap rising in trunks, of leaves converting sunlight into energy through that miraculous process of photosynthesis. It's the sound of life itself, and it matches the rhythm of your own heartbeat, your own breath, reminding you that you are not separate from this place. You are part of it. You belong here. The path curves gently to the left, and you follow it without question, without doubt. There is no need to wonder where it leads or what you'll find. You trust this path the way you trust your own breath to come and go without your conscious direction. You trust it because it feels right, because something deep within you recognizes this as a path toward home, toward rest, toward peace. Moss grows on the north side of the trees here, thick and soft, like nature's velvet. If you were to touch it, and perhaps you do, in that space between imagination and reality where this journey takes place, you would find it cool and slightly damp, springy beneath your fingertips. The moss is a brilliant green, almost luminous in the filtered light, and it grows in patterns that seem both random and intentional, like art created by time itself. Occasionally, you pass a fallen log, slowly returning to the earth from which it came. These logs are covered in moss and lichen, studded with mushrooms of various kinds. Some mushrooms are small and white, clustered together like tiny umbrellas. Others are larger, with brown caps and thick stems. Still others are shelf mushrooms growing directly from the log's sides, creating steps for invisible fairy folk. You don't need to know the names of these fungi to appreciate them, to feel a sense of wonder at their quiet work of transformation, breaking down what was into what will be. participating in the endless cycle of death and rebirth that is nature's way. The air here tastes different than the air of the ordinary world. It tastes clean and slightly sweet, with hints of the earth's richness beneath. Each breath you take fills you with this forest air, and you can feel it working its magic within you, cleansing, renewing, preparing you for the deep rest that awaits. Your body back in bed is growing heavier now, sinking deeper into the mattress, the pillows, the blankets. Your muscles are releasing their hold, letting go of tension you didn't even know you were carrying. Your jaw loosens. Your shoulders drop away from your ears. Your hands unclench. Your feet relax, toes uncurling. With each step along this forest path, your physical body lets go a little more, trusts a little more, surrenders a little more to the pull of sleep. The path continues on, and you continue with it, drawn forward by curiosity and trust, by the promise of something wonderful waiting deeper in the forest, by the certain knowledge that this journey will lead you exactly where you need to go. And where you need to go is into sleep, into dreams, into the restorative darkness that will heal and refresh you. You are doing so well. You are exactly where you should be. There is nowhere else to be but here, nothing else to do but this. Just walking, just breathing, just letting go, just allowing yourself to be carried by the story, by the forest, by the gentle inevitability of sleep. The light is growing softer now as the path leads you deeper. The forest is thick here, the canopy more complete, and the light that filters through is gentle, dim, perfect for resting eyes. It's neither day nor night in this place, but rather that peaceful in-between time, that twilight space where the world grows soft and quiet, and it becomes so easy to drift, to float, to let consciousness blur and fade. You notice a slight downward slope to the path now. You're descending gently, gradually, deeper into the forest, deeper into peace, deeper into rest. Each step down is easier than the last. Each step down takes you further from wakefulness and closer to sleep. Down and down, deeper and deeper, softer and softer. And still, the path continues on, beckoning you forward, inviting you to discover what lies ahead, to uncover the secret at the heart of this ancient forest. But there's no hurry. You have all night. You have all the time in the world. And with each step, each breath, each moment, you are exactly where you need to be. The path opens up ahead of you, widening gradually until you find yourself standing in a clearing, a sacred space within the forest where the ancient trees stand like wise elders gathered in council. This clearing is roughly circular, perhaps 50 feet across, and around its perimeter stand the oldest trees in the forest. Trees that have witnessed centuries pass. Trees that hold memories in their rings that span beyond human reckoning. As you enter this clearing, stepping from the dimmer path into this space of soft, diffused light, you feel a palpable shift in energy. It's as if you've entered a natural cathedral, a place of reverence and deep peace. The air here feels different, thicker somehow, weighted with wisdom and patience, yet lighter too, easier to breathe, infused with a particular quality of stillness. You move toward the center of the clearing, your feet still making no sound on the soft forest floor. Here, the ground is covered not just with leaves, but with a cushion of moss, thick and inviting. Without thinking, without deciding, you find yourself wanting to sit, to rest, to be held by this earth. And so you do. You lower yourself down, and remember, you are already lying down in your bed, already resting, so this is effortless. This requires nothing of you, and you sit upon the moss, which receives you like a living cushion, soft and cool and supportive. From this seated position in the center of the clearing, you can see all the ancient trees that surround you. Directly in front of you stands what might be the oldest tree of all, an oak of such immense size that its trunk seems more like a wall than part of a living thing. The bark is deeply grooved, creating patterns that look almost like faces. Not frightening faces, but kind ones, wise ones. The faces of ancestors and guides and protectors. The trunk rises up and up, disappearing into a canopy of leaves far above, leaves that whisper secrets to the wind. To your right stands a massive pine, its needles dark green, almost black, in the diffused light. This pine has a presence about it, a sense of strength and endurance. Its branches extend like arms ready to embrace, and beneath those branches you can see the ground is carpeted with fallen needles, creating a soft, fragrant bed. The scent of this pine reaches you even here in the center of the clearing, clean and sharp and somehow clarifying, like breathing in the essence of vitality itself. To your left, a beech tree spreads its elegant branches, its smooth gray bark almost silver in the soft light. The beech has a different energy than the oak and the pine. Where they are strong and enduring, the beech is graceful, refined, carrying an air of ancient nobility. Its leaves are smaller, more delicate, and they catch the light in a way that makes them seem to glow. Behind you, you sense more than see other great trees, maple and ash, birch and elm, each one unique, each one contributing its own presence to this gathering. Together, they create a circle of protection, a space held sacred by their roots that go deep into the earth, connecting with each other below the surface in ways invisible to the eye but undeniable to the heart. You sit in the center of this circle, held by these ancient witnesses, and you feel something you perhaps haven't felt in a long time, a sense of being completely, utterly safe. These trees have stood through storms that would terrify you. They have weathered winters of brutal cold and summers of scorching heat. They have bent in winds that could tear apart anything less rooted, and they have stood firm. And now they hold space for you, creating a sanctuary where you can let down your guard, release your vigilance, and simply be. Above you, the canopy of leaves creates a natural ceiling, but it's not solid. It's lacy, intricate, allowing points of light to filter through like stars, though it's not dark enough yet for stars to be visible. The light that comes through is golden and green, colored by its passage through leaves, and it creates patterns on your upturned face, on your closed eyelids, patterns that shift and change as the leaves move in breezes you cannot feel from your protected position on the forest floor. You lie back now, stretching out on the moss, looking up through the canopy at the small patches of sky visible between the leaves. The moss beneath you is perfect, not too soft, not too firm, conforming to the shape of your body, supporting your head, your shoulders, your back, your legs. It's as if the earth itself has prepared this bed just for you, as if the forest has been waiting for your arrival, ready to offer you this place of rest. As you gaze upward, you begin to notice the small details of the canopy above. Individual leaves become visible, each one perfect in its form, each one unique. Some leaves are larger, some smaller, some are darker green, others lighter, almost yellow-green. Some have smooth edges, others serrated. Some show the evidence of insects that have fed upon them, small holes, nibbled edges, and these imperfections make them more beautiful, not less, reminding you that perfection is not about being unmarked by life, but about being authentically yourself, scars and all. The branches that support these leaves are works of art themselves. They divide and subdivide in patterns that seem both mathematical and organic, following rules you can sense but not quite articulate. The way one branch splits into two, and those two into four, and those four into eight. It's like watching fractals in nature, seeing the deep patterns that underlie all of creation. And you realize, lying here, looking up through these ancient trees, that you are looking at time itself. That oak in front of you, it might be 300 years old, maybe more. It was a sapling when people wore very different clothes, spoke in slightly different ways, worried about entirely different things. It was already an established tree when your great-great-great-grandparents were born, and it will likely still be here long after you're gone, continuing its slow, patient growth, adding ring after ring, year after year, measuring time in seasons rather than seconds. This perspective is dizzying for a moment. The vastness of time these trees represent, the brevity of your own life in comparison. But rather than making you feel small or insignificant, it makes you feel held, connected, part of something so much larger than yourself. Your problems, which seemed so large in the ordinary world, are tiny ripples in the vast ocean of existence. Your worries, which felt so pressing, are just momentary gusts of wind that come and go while these trees stand eternal, rooted, unshakable. You take a deep breath, and as you do, you imagine your roots, invisible roots, metaphorical roots, growing down from your body into the earth beneath you, down through the moss, through the layer of decomposing leaves, through the topsoil rich with life, through deeper soil, through clay and rock, down and down and down until your roots reach the water table, that hidden reservoir of coolness and life, and you drink from it, drawing up peace and calm and groundedness, letting it flow through your invisible roots, up into your body, filling you with tranquility. At the same time, you imagine branches growing from your body upward, reaching toward the sky, extending fingers of wood and bark and leaf toward the light. These branches sway gently in the breeze, flexible, resilient, able to bend without breaking. And through these branches, you release everything you've been holding, your stress, your anxiety, your tension, your thoughts, letting them all flow outward, through your branches, into your leaves, where they're transformed by the alchemy of nature into something neutral, something harmless, something that can be released into the air as easily as trees release oxygen. You are a tree now, rooted and reaching, grounded and growing, held by the earth and holding space in the sky. You are both human and nature, both yourself and part of everything. And in this dual existence, you find a peace that surpasses understanding, a rest that goes deeper than mere sleep, touching something fundamental in your being. The ancient trees around you seem to hum with approval. Perhaps it's just the wind moving through their branches, or perhaps it's something more, a recognition, a welcome, an acceptance. You are no longer a stranger in this forest. You are part of it. You belong here as much as the trees themselves, as much as the moss and the ferns and the small creatures that make their homes in this place. Time is strange here. Has a minute passed? An hour? It doesn't matter. Time moves like honey here, slow and thick and sweet, and you are suspended in it, preserved in this moment of perfect peace. Your breathing has slowed to match the breathing of the forest, that deep, slow inhale and exhale that spans seasons, that measures time in the growing and falling of leaves. The light is changing now, growing dimmer, softer. Whether it's the natural progression of day toward evening or simply the way of this place, you cannot say. But the growing dimness is welcome, soothing to your eyes, making it easier to keep them closed, making the boundary between waking and sleeping even thinner, even more permeable. You could sleep here, in this clearing of ancient trees, and it would be the most restful sleep you've ever known. But the forest has more to show you, more to share. The secret you've come to discover is close now, very close, but there are still a few more steps to take, a few more places to visit before it will be revealed. And so, with reluctance that is also anticipation, you begin to stir from your rest on the moss. You sit up slowly, though of course you are still lying in your bed, still resting, still sinking deeper into relaxation. You rise to your feet, giving a silent thank you to the ancient trees, who seem to nod their great heads in acknowledgment, their leaves rustling in what might be a blessing. The path continues on the far side of the clearing, and you move toward it, carrying with you the peace of this place, the rootedness, the sense of belonging. The ancient trees have given you a gift, though you can't quite name what it is. Stability, perhaps. Perspective. A reminder that you are both small and infinite, temporary and eternal, alone and completely connected to all of life. As you leave the clearing and re-enter the more enclosed path of the forest, you look back once. The ancient trees stand as they have always stood, patient, enduring, wise. They will be here tomorrow and next year and 100 years from now. They will hold this space of peace for the next traveler who finds their way here, just as they held it for you. And you walk on, deeper into the forest, closer to the secret, closer to sleep. The path leads you gently downward now, the slope barely perceptible but steady, taking you deeper into the heart of the forest. The trees on either side grow more densely here, their trunks closer together, creating a sense of enclosure that is not claustrophobic but cozy, like walking through a tunnel of living wood and green leaves. The air grows cooler as you descend, more moist, carrying with it a new scent, the fresh, clean smell of water. At first, it's just a possibility, a hint of moisture in the air, a suggestion. But then you begin to hear it, a sound so soft, you're not sure at first if it's real or imagined. A gentle babbling, a musical murmuring, the voice of water speaking in a language older than words. The sound grows gradually louder as you walk, though it never rises above a whisper, remaining always gentle, always soothing, always inviting. The path curves to the right, following the sound of water, and then suddenly the trees part, and you find yourself standing on the bank of a stream, a ribbon of water flowing through the forest like liquid silver, like moving light, like the very essence of peace given form. The stream is perhaps 10 feet across, not large, but not small either, just the right size to hold your attention without overwhelming your senses. The water is crystal clear, so transparent that you can see every stone on the stream bed, every grain of sand, every water-smoothed pebble. Some of these stones are gray, some brown. Some have flecks of white or streaks of darker color running through them. All of them are beautiful in their ordinariness, made extraordinary by the water flowing over them, by the way the light catches them, by the simple fact of their existence in this moment, in this place. You step closer to the stream's edge, where the bank is soft with moss and small, delicate ferns grow in the rich, moist soil. You can see how the stream has carved its channel over countless years, wearing away the earth grain by grain, stone by stone, patiently, persistently, working with the unwavering determination that only water possesses. The banks curve gently, smooth and organic, shaped by this endless flow. The sound of the stream is hypnotic. It's not a single sound, but a symphony of water sounds, each one distinct, yet blending into a harmonious whole. There's the gentle splashing, where the water flows over and around stones, creating small cascades and riffles. There's the deeper gurgling, where the stream runs swift and smooth over deeper sections. There's the tinkling, almost bell-like sound, where water drops from one level to another, falling just a few inches, but creating music as it falls. And beneath all of these individual sounds is a constant flowing whisper, the essential voice of the stream itself, speaking without words, saying things that can only be felt, not understood. You find yourself sitting down on the bank, drawn by the water, mesmerized by its constant movement. Sitting here requires no effort. You simply lower yourself down, and the bank receives you, soft and yielding. Your legs stretch out before you, your hands rest in your lap or on the moss beside you, and you gaze at the stream, letting it fill your vision, letting it fill your mind, letting it wash away everything else. The water catches the light as it flows, creating patterns of brightness and shadow that constantly shift and change. Where the surface is smooth, it reflects the trees above, creating a mirror image that ripples and waves with the current. Where the water flows over stones, it breaks into white foam, frothy and light, like lace or sea spray. Where it pools in deeper spots, it's darker, almost black, holding mysteries in its depths. You notice small fish in the stream now, their presence revealed by a flash of silver, a sudden dart of movement. They're not large, perhaps the length of your finger, but they're perfectly adapted to this environment. Their bodies streamlined for life in moving water. They hold position in the current with the smallest movements of their fins, facing upstream, waiting for food to come to them, patient as the stones beneath them. Watching them is meditative. They don't struggle against the current. They work with it, using its energy, finding the calm spots behind rocks where they can rest, venturing into faster water only when they choose to. There is something profound here, you think? Some lesson in the way these fish live, in the way the water flows, in the way everything in this stream exists in perfect balance. The water doesn't try to rush. It flows at its own pace, fast where the stream bed drops away, slow where it pools and swirls. It doesn't resist the stones in its path. It flows around them, over them, wearing them smooth with patience. It doesn't worry about where it's going. It simply goes, trusting that gravity will lead it where it needs to be, eventually reaching the river, the sea, the great turning cycle of water that sustains all life. You dip your fingers into the stream, or imagine dipping them, which is the same thing in this place between waking and sleeping. The water is cool, refreshingly so, but not shockingly cold. It flows over and around your fingers, exerting a gentle pressure, a soft insistence. You can feel the life in it, the movement, the constant flowing. It's water from deep in the earth, water that fell as rain on distant mountains, water that has traveled far to be here now, flowing past you, continuing its journey. You bring your wet fingers to your face, touching them to your forehead, your temples, your cheeks. The coolness is soothing, refreshing. It's as if the water carries with it the essence of the forest, the peace of this place, and touching it to your skin transfers some of that peace directly into you, into your body, into your nervous system, telling every cell that it's safe now, that it can rest, that it can let go. Across the stream, on the far bank, you notice a willow tree growing, its long trailing branches hanging down like a curtain, their tips just touching the water's surface. The willow sways gently in a breeze you cannot feel from your position, and as it sways, its branch tips trail through the water, creating small ripples that flow downstream, intersecting with other ripples in patterns of circles and waves, geometry in motion, mathematics made visible and beautiful. The willow seems to be weeping, but not with sadness, with joy, perhaps, or with the simple overflow of being alive, of having so much vitality that it spills out in long, graceful branches, in narrow leaves that shimmer in the diffused forest light. There's something feminine about the willow, something nurturing and gentle, and you feel drawn to it even from this distance. Feel its invitation to come closer, to rest beneath its protective branches. But for now, you remain where you are, sitting on the bank, watching the water, listening to its song. The stream whispers to you, and though you don't understand the language, you understand the meaning. It speaks of letting go, of flowing, of trust. It speaks of the journey being more important than the destination. It speaks of wearing down obstacles through gentle persistence rather than forceful struggle. It speaks of clarity and purity and the cleansing power of movement. Your breathing has synchronized with the rhythm of the stream now. Each breath in matches the flowing, and each breath out matches the release.